Run, run! Yo, holy sh! Yo, she ain't sh. You know the author of Fairy Tale, and how like when things would get too crazy, it would always get solved with the power of friendship. When in doubt, use magic. Oh my God, This is the dumbest and most beautiful thing I've seen all season. Oh, what? Keep in mind too, this is all written by our MC, man. The entire time when she wrote this, she was just fighting desires of which do I prefer, women or men? And the answer was always both. Just one arc would take more priority than the other for which way she swung. Dude, we just stop this man from getting raped because she doesn't know where the zipper is? Honestly, I don't think people appreciate just how brilliant this show actually is. I honestly feel like this show in a way is a commentary on really dumb authors. I'm no longer such a loser gooner. I'm a prideful gooner. Oh boy, it's good to be back with this one. Make sure you drop a like on this video though to show your support. Subscribe if you haven't been new around here. Patreon is where you're going to catch my full live reactions to all these episodes and more. If you also want to help fund the channel and videos just like these. But let's jump into it because this is I think a much more brilliant episode than many people are going to give credit. So I have continued to watch Dark History of a Reincarnated Villainess every single week. I do it on Patreon. But it's not really a popular enough show to do weekly on YouTube. But episode 8 in particular is one of the most brilliant things I've seen this season and easily makes it my favorite episode of the show to date, to the degree that I'm not even sure I can put it lower than peak just because of what I've seen. It's at minimum amazing though. So this is what I mean. This shot right here doesn't look like much, right? It's like, oh, it's some weird girl looking at poorly drawn pants. But this scene is dead ass one of the most brilliant things I have seen. Now, it's not like they're directly calling out specific authors, but it's almost like you're collectively calling out every asshole author known to man. And what I mean is, this just kind of looks like baggy pants, right? But what makes it brilliant is when this girl, because what we know about this show is that essentially she made a big old fan fiction story. Every time she saw something on TV or read something, it was an idea she liked, she threw it into her story. It was just one big old chuny wet dream. And when she'd show her friends stuff like, hey, this is the cool outfit, they would say, huh, yeah, that's cool, but I don't understand how the belt works. Or I don't understand how they would put that on, because it looks like one solid piece. Like, you know, like how would you wear it? And this bitch would dead ass say, you know what? Magic. The way she came up with the way to avoid plot holes or inconsistencies is she just introduced magic into her story. Because as far as we understand here, there was no magic prior to this. But any time after things would get called out as inconsistencies with the writing, magic would be the way characters put on outfits that logically make no sense. And I think what I really enjoy about this is that while it's not a direct call out, it is really funny when you think of series like Fairy Tail, and I'm actually not a big hater of Fairy Tail. I actually enjoyed the anime. I never read the manga, but I watched the main anime and I enjoyed it. But there's no denying a show like Fairy Tail, anytime things were hard, it was always power of friendship. Like, the author used nothing but power of friendship to get out of sticky situations. When in doubt, Fairy Tail would say, through the power of love and friendship, new power or the friends would come to save us. There was never really consistencies in, like, making complex stories. It was just, let's make the characters look cool, throw cool attacks, and put Lucy's tits on screen, which, hey, it worked for them. This is the Fairy Tail method. But instead of the power of friendship, it's just, oh, well, boy has no clothes. Magic transformation. This show is dead ass one of the most brilliant things I've seen all goddamn season, and I don't think it gets enough credit. Because people will see stuff like this and be like, damn, like these girls in the show are way too horny. Like the entire scene right here is this woman wants to rape this man. Like this, there's no other way to put it. Like she straight up is trying to take his clothes off and ride him like a pogo stick, goon too close to the sun. But it's hilarious that the reason a horrible scene doesn't happen is because his clothes can't come off. His clothes come off when he's not on screen and he's changing. But you'll never know how it happens because the power of magic makes it happen. This face right here, whether you like it or not, is the collective embodiment of every shitty author who has used the power of friendship, plot convenience, And anyway, they turned out they weren't dead. I don't think people appreciate the show enough because they think it's dumb because she's cringy and made a lot of really weird scenes. But it's intentional. Like, at the end of the day, this girl is so stereotypically evil. She has dozens of women in bird cages. She's forcing her tongue down their throat. Like, it is just fetish bait. But that's what she wrote because she was a horny teenager when she wrote it. And now she's pretending like she's better than that because now she's a businesswoman who's still just as horny but thinks she's more mature. This show is absolutely ridiculous. And on one hand, I kind of get why maybe some people don't watch it because I do think media literacy is dying. And people, because like every week that I was covering this show, weekly anyway, I would still get people saying, oh man, it's so cringy how blah, blah, blah happens. And it's like, okay, like I get maybe not enjoying cringe. It's like kind of like when you watch something and it's embarrassing, it's like secondhand embarrassment, you got to cover your eyes. And I could get it in that degree, but a lot of people deadass thought the show was taking itself more serious as if this was supposed to be a serious story. No, it is a horny teenager girl's fanfic. You're not supposed to take it seriously. Like, come on. The villain entire purpose is to strip her down into her underwear. Like, no. I think, too, when you look at episode 8 in particular, this show has had one of the weakest production values of any show I'm watching this season. And consistently, that's been my opinion. And there's been some moments that I thought were well animated, but I think overall this episode probably had the best production value. Like, even though they reuse, like, you'll see some really just silly shots. Like, there's this scene right here where she basically is just flapping her arms back and forth. And it's the same animation for, like, 5 to 10 seconds. So, like, there's a lot of those moments where it's very minimal, but because it's a comedy series kind of first and foremost, it just, the repeat animation adds to the comedy effect rather than just trying to do Sakuga scene to Sakuga scene. But honestly, the character models themselves were fairly consistent, which you can't always say with this show. And I mean, in general, like, the story hook of, like, a man convinced that our MC is the villain, and she's proving further and further that no, in fact, she's exposing the villain, and he's getting hurt to protect her. And, you know, obviously, it's like, it's a reverse harem. People are, you know, ultimately falling in love with your villainess MC. But out of all the villainess shows that have come out in the past 2 years, this is the one that legitimately continues to flesh that, like, she has a reason to feel scared. Because basically, at every moment, there's new characters like the chief of police who's like, bitch, you are behind this. It's not like, oh, I'm the villainess and I'm scared to get exiled or executed, but then no one shows her any, like, negative, like, outrage. And then this show is like, no, every arc, there's people showing her negative outrage. I think it shows a lot more competent than many people give credit, and honestly, I can respect an episode that basically says, hey, all these authors that are using power of friendships or plot-convenient elements to get around things because they don't know how to write. That's her right here, and I think that's hilarious. You let me know your thoughts though down below. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here in Patrons. We're going to catch my full live reactions at every single episode because we don't do this weekly over here. We only do it every so often. So you want to see my full thoughts to all the episodes over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out because those patrons make this all possible. As so today we got Versula Granada, Gabby G, Tack Owl, Dude Guy Man, Bird's Nest, Gomison, Count Viscount, and we also have Ciaris. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.